Hey there, Darkstar here. We are on leg 3 of our Alaska tour. Today we're departing from Cold Bay and we're going to fly down to King Salmon. And I had issues with Volanta tracking on one of the flights, so I'm going to try not to stop anywhere in the middle. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have enough fuel. So let's see what we can do as far as that goes. I think if I'm going to need to stop, what I need to do is start a new Volanta flight. That is what I can do. So I think those three things are the only thing there is to do externally. You can also check your oil. And then of course there's the external battery thing here if you needed it. Which I think is pretty cool that they modeled that. Are we gonna do cargo? I guess we should do cargo, huh? We're gonna have to flip off here for a moment.
Runway landing, gear is down for runway landing.
SkyOps, Kodiak, November 093, Kilo Quebec. We'd like to pick up some cargo going to Papa Alpha Kilo November.
Give me a minute. Let me see what we've got. I'll get back to you in a minute or two. Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. SkyOps, all right, we got a new cargo mission for you. You'll be transporting fresh seafood from Cold Bay Airport, Papa Alpha Charlie Delta, to King Salmon Airport, Papa Alpha Kilo November. Make sure the cargo is secure and keep conditions optimal for freshness. Cargo is about 1,000 pounds. We're sending your crew over now. You can expect to be airborne in a few minutes.
Alrighty. So, important pre-flight things. Fuel on. And this needs to be idle. If that is not idle, that is a problem. We're going to do like that to make sure it's idle. We're going to go ahead and bring that up to here. And we're going to make sure this is at idle. There we go. You know, aligning my cockpit levers with all of those things.
Hey Captain, we have been here for hours trying to load this cargo. We are just about done, I'll let you know.
Sounds good. Oh. That suggests to me we're getting a lot of wind now. We're already registering 24 knots on the thing. Do we have a... I don't see a thing anywhere. Sock, windsock. Alright, well let's do a couple things. Go ahead and get started. So one thing I learned from reading the manuals is you're supposed to put the fuel on and then make sure there's no fuel flow. Where's the fuel flow? There it is, 0. So that's what we want to see. I think that's to check for leaks. And if we're doing low start, we want to get ignition on, and then we want to go low start. And I'll let this stabilize up around 20. Then we can introduce fuel. And then aux fuel pump on standby. Let's get this sucker warming up. It's cold in here. Oh, we didn't do our lights. Dang it. Okay, we have nobody here but us chickens, so we're just gonna go to 1229er. Alright, 47 background programs all checked out. We got Navigraph charts up, we got Volanta, we got OBS, we got hanger control. Say intentions. Simbar Watcher, which is, it comes from the, actually the SDK thing. Oh, speaking of which, we definitely want to get that off. Erg. Okay, Simbar Watcher comes from the SDK. Things you can download, it looks like this. You can search for Simbars, you can add them to monitor. When you're connected, you can bring up all those variables. So I can see them in the Kodiak, it's turbo, takeoff speed 73, like these are what it's saying, right? I can see my livery name, title. Unfortunately my ATC ID is wrong, I don't know why, I can't get it to change those anymore. But, yep. I don't know how long we should wait for the SkyOps crew. It took a long time last time. Okay, it looks like we're looking for 15, so we have a long taxi back. How's that cargo loading going?
Dark, me old mate. Just like our last mission with the art transport, we're nearly done here. The cargo's almost loaded and secure, ready to go.
Alright, well we got our taxi planned out, very simple. Gonna taxi over to Charlie. Back taxi to 15. It's about almost 2 miles. I may not go all the way back. I wonder actually if we could just go that way. We just go over there and then take off from the Delta
Cold Bay
intersection.
traffic, Ace Air 65 taxiing to runway 8, Cold Bay.
We're gonna do that. One cheat. Picked up some Kodiak checklists. I was working on cleaning them up. So we've got this one and that one. If I can get them cleaned up well enough, I'll probably print them. I'd like to print it like a half page so I can fold it in half and have front and back. Hey crew, how's the cargo loading going?
Dark, me old mate. Just like our last mission with the art transport, we're nearly done here. The cargo's almost loaded and secure, ready to go.
Curses. Well, the old oil pressure is looking good, oil temperature is looking good, fuel quantity. Oh, we didn't really do fuel quantity. And actually, I should have been doing this stuff as well. So let's go over to Aux. See, it was, we have to go all the way forward and then we go to this one. Just gonna put in 500 here. And then over here we need to load our seats. And hope it isn't too late and load some cargos. And load some fuels. Let's see. Definitely want to take some more fuels. Loading successful. And sync that again to get the right amount of fuel in here. All right, confirm, and then let's go back here and go to trip planning. And I think if we go to manual, come on. It's based on current though, right? We're gonna have to jot down some of this number so we can do better at this, I think. Alright, let's see if our checklist thing is working. Check, check, check. Go to pre-flight. Go ahead and skip to taxiing. All right, come on, crew. Let's have the same cargo. Did sim brief plan just for grins. You know, it says we should have taken 900 pounds of fuel. We're taking way more than that. You never know.
Cold Bay traffic, November 8810, Victor taxiing to runway 8, Cold Bay.
Losing daylight here, guys. Well, let's go ahead and work on before taxi checklist. Backup instrument set. And by the way, I noticed this thing is incredible. It has synthetic vision mode on here. So you can go to synthetic vision on and turn that on. You do not seem to be able to turn on this. I don't know what it would be. So brightness trim, barrel unit. So if you want to switch it between inches and hectopascals, you can do that. Metric altitude, align attitude, I don't want to do. Battery calibration, I'm not sure what that really does. System status. It always seems to be 83% battery. I don't know. Oh, and nav mode is another one, so you can switch between, like you can actually shoot your ILS here or whatever. And then that would be your course. So wild, huh? It's got a whole special instrument there. Okay, nav frequencies, GPS plan is loaded, autopilot is ready enough. Comms set, altimeter I just set. Altitude bug, yeah, let's do that. So it's gonna fly maybe roughly around 3,000. Hope to see where the clouds are. I want to stay VFR if I can. Transponder, let's go ahead and set that. We want less rudder trim. Fuels confirmed, maps are set, lights we're working on. Let's go ahead and go flaps. I'm just gonna go flaps 10 because I'm worried about the winds and stuff. Triple trims. Let's trim elevator forward. Okay, propeller pitch. And then stall warning. I did figure these out.
Stall.
Okay, and then overspeed governor. I don't know what you need to do to test it, but let's assume we need to go like that. Okay, need to read up a little bit more on that one. Are you done loading the cargo?
Cargo is secure, ready to go.
Okay, I'm gonna report this as a bug. Sorry, give me a moment. Cabin crew. Okay, they're done, right? We're done. Okay, everything's buttoned up. Windows closed. We are on to... Go and lock those. Let's get a little bit of a pushback. brakes coming off. The guy looks like he's getting ready. Cold Bay traffic, Kodiak, November 093 Kilo Quebec is going to taxi over to Delta for intersection departure, runway 15. Apparently it thinks this is a road.
Approaching runway 33.
Okay. Parking brake set. We're going to make sure it's set here. Parking brake is set. Shoulder harness is locked. Loose items, flight controls, flight instruments, fuel selectors, firewall shut off, fuel quantity, laps. We're going with 10, trimmed, engine inlet, power leveler, voltages. We're all good here. PAOU heat coming on. Avionics set, check. CDI check. Annunciators are good. We're gonna go TOTO there. Strobe lights on. We're gonna get taxi and landing lights on as well. Parking brake release, max RPM.
Cold Bay traffic, Diamond Jet 26 Juliet departing runway 8, Cold Bay.
So everything good. Normal takeoff, elevator trim, recheck. Power set for takeoff. Okay. Cold Bay traffic, Kodiak, November 093 Kilo Quebec is entering runway 15 for departure to the northeast. Cold Bay traffic. All right, here we go. We are all over the place here. That was terrible.
Cold Bay traffic, Mall 634 taxiing to runway 8, Cold Bay.
Cold Bay traffic, Kodiak, November 093 Kilo Quebec is turning for departure to the northeast. Turning something, crosswind?
Don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't sink. don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't sink. 500. Don't sink, don't sink. Don't sink, don't sink. 500. 500. Don't sink.
Okay, enough of that. Let's go flaps up. Let's go gear up. Not doing short field takeoff. Okay, let's go. Wings level. We need autopilot on. Flight level change right about there. I guess so much for VFR today. You know what, let's actually let's hold it here instead of climbing any higher. In flight. Okay. Auxiliary pump, pitot heat, airspeed work. Limits, we're all looking good here. We're not climbing anymore. Pitot heat, propeller power, yep.
Cold Bay traffic, Oscar Echo Lima Victor Hotel departing runway 8, Cold Bay.
Engine's looking good. Oil pressure, oil temp. Fuel flow, fuel quantity, we're all good. I don't know about legal. I don't think this is VFR legal. Okay, let's do this for a moment. Why are you climbing? I guess level must not do what I think it should do. I guess I'll stop using it. So we're basically going to fly up the side of these islands here. We'll zig through these little lumps. Try not to hit anything along the way. I don't know what's flashing. Are we getting lightning or the giant eagle passing over us? Let's do a couple things. We probably should get on 1215 on comp 2. Hey, look it up. Just a little bit. I'm gonna add a little power too. I'm finding energy management in this plane to be very, very difficult. The throttle is very, very laggy. I'm not saying any of this is unrealistic, I don't know. but there's a lot of lag between throttle changes and power changes, and it is extremely sensitive to winds, so it just knocks you around like crazy and fluctuates your airspeed a lot. I don't know. Makes it more challenging than almost any other plane I think I've flown. It's also a very powerful aircraft that can go really, really fast and has a very low airspeed limit. It's a little disconcerting. It'll pop over 180 like nothing. There's an airport up here. I might want to overfly. I guess there's no reason I can't, excuse me, stop anywhere I want. I need to remember to reset the next Volanta wing so it captures them all. I will show you what I mean. Oh, wait, it fixed it. Okay, good. Cool. So what was happening is this leg was stopping here. Oh wait, maybe it still will, maybe it won't. Okay, it seems to have fixed itself finally. Yeah. So it was originally just showing this leg is going from here to here, even though it had like these things, right? So we flew to here, we went missed, came back around. Not a very even mist. This one, and now we're doing this one. Cool. I'm glad it sorted itself out. I'd even restarted Volanta to see if it would fix it, because I updated the destination airport to be the correct one and reloaded. Killed Volanta, restarted it, it still didn't update it. So it's a little sad. Alright, if we're gonna track to this airport, we need to go a couple degrees to the right, because we're getting blown off course with a 25 knot crosswind. Ooh. Somebody behind us, but way higher. No way see them through the clouds. And you know what? I recorded all that flight yesterday just like I said I would, and then I completely forgot it. I'll try to pop it out and see if it'll work. But... oh, wait, at least I maybe have it open. The problem is it wants to obscure everything it's in front of. What the heck? Into Canoe Bay, see if we hear anything. Probably not.
Nelson Lagoon traffic, experimental 61 Sierra taxiing to runway 8, Nelson Lagoon.
So I'm torn. Do I fly over to this airport or do I fly over to the mountains? slowly climbing. Kind of thinking to maybe avoid the worst of that and go for this area right here. I'm gonna let it descend a little more here.
Six Zulu. Wind 110 at 14. Visibility 10. Broken at 4100. Overcast at 10,000. Altimeter 29er89er.
All eyes. Just gonna do a flyover, I think. Nelson Lagoon traffic, Kodiak November 093 Kilo Quebec. Just gonna do a low approach. At what? I don't know. Because I didn't look it up first. Yeah, I might want to go that way then. I guess that would be 8, right? Nelson Lagoon traffic, Kodiak 093 Kilo Quebec is going to do a low approach over runway 8, making right traffic inbound from the south. this is working, that will tell me how far away I am, but it is not, because it says I'm currently 34 miles away. I find that very disconcerting. So, 2 miles. Is that the runway there? Yeah. Nelson Lagoon traffic, Kodiak, November 093, Kilo, Quebec is making a final approach to runway 8 for a low approach. That might be that guy sitting there on the tarmac. Well, we totally would have missed the runway, but it is chucking down out here.
Nelson Lagoon traffic, Cessna Tree November Kilo departing runway 8, Nelson Lagoon.
Good luck, man. Nelson Lagoon traffic, Kodiak, November 093, Kilo, Quebec is departing to the northeast. Just in case he can hear me. Nelson Lagoon traffic, Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec, also reporting heavy rains off runway 8. How cool is it though that there's some little airport out in the middle of nowhere here, and there's someone on it.
Nelson Lagoon traffic, Skylane 7 November Bravo taxiing to runway 8, Nelson Lagoon.
Little slab islands out here. Let's go ahead and climb a little bit. Add a little bit of power. Autopilot on for a moment. We'll go nav. Should lock in. GPS lock, yes. Vertical speed, we can go up a little bit, I think. Someone coming in here from the right. We're leveling out, they're 1,300 above us. Oh, there's a lot of traffic going on. So we should be fine. Okay, they're now 3,000 above. Let's see, let's try Shift X. I don't see anybody. And now they're all gone. If I had to cross bodies of water like this, I'd definitely want the amphibious Kodiak. It would suck to be in a normal one and lose power. I don't know if in the open ocean you could really survive very well. Landing one. The seas are too rough. You'd have a better shot. If you got lucky and the seas were relatively calm and you could make it down, you'd at least be floating out of the water. Looks like there's a nice big lake up here with some rivers that run down. Let's see where we are. Yep, Nelson Lagoon was there. Wow, we're getting up into the mainland. I'm not even sure this is... Yeah, there's no more... This is no longer an island. This is connected. Not sure what lake that is. I think that's Bear Lake right there. And Sandy Lake somewhere over here. I don't know if we can see it. Yeah, I don't think you can see it here. It's That's definitely Bear Lake there, though, right? That's Bear Lake. I really don't... I guess Sandy Lake would be this one, maybe. But it doesn't seem that close. I think that might be Black Lake. But then there's no giant lake here. Yeah, I think it's just kind of more like marshlands, not really water. Ahead somewhere is port, some little city found, Port Hayden. Like a little inlet bay, probably that one right there would be my guess. No. We're not up there yet. It's got to be another one. Muddy River is, I think, what that is. place up here called the Sandy River Lodge. That'd be a good thing to model in here. That looks weird. Terrain elevation weirdness there. Follow more along the coast here and see if we can find that Port Hayden.
Nelson Lagoon traffic, Cirrus 1 Golf November taxiing to runway 8, Nelson Lagoon.
I have to check out Nelson Lagoon more often. Oh yeah, we're a long ways from Port Hayden. Alright, let's go, heading mode, heading, autopilot on. Let's go and hold 2,000 feet. And let's just get this in. Oh, we don't need to. Ha ha ha. PDN is Port Hayden. So it's right up there. This little area is right here first, though.
Lagoon traffic, Baron 5 Golf Bravo taxiing to runway 8, Nelson Lagoon.
It's wild how much traffic that place is getting. I'm gonna write it down. That, if you want to know, is Papa Alpha Oscar uniform. We're gonna catch this GPS cord, and then I'm gonna go get some tea. Winds aren't as severe now. 9 knot crosswind, 8 knot crosswind. Let's just do a little weather check here. Rain up here, so we'll probably cross through some more. There's definitely rain down here. There's that's lagoon. Although it was raining, it was raining more here. This may not reflect the real the sim world as closely as we would like. So there's no tower or anything here. There is a weather station. See 1354. Anything on that. Otherwise, I'm gonna go get my tea and then we'll come back and we'll start prepping for arrival at King Salmon. They do have a tower, so we'll be trying to get in contact with them. Let's try 1228. Okay, be right back. Okay, we're back. So first thing I think we want to do is maybe pick up flight following. Okay, let's go to 1329. Did it work? 1329. Okay. Anchorage Center, Kodiak, November 09er, 3 Kilo, Quebec. is 20 miles west of Port Hayden at 1,500 feet. Request flight following to Papa Alpha Kilo November.
Kilo Quebec squawk.
Anchorage Center, Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec. Can you say again?
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec squawk.
Anchorage Center, Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec, squawk what? Squawk.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, unable, remain VFR, no radar contact, proceed to Papa Alpha Kilo November.
Anchorage Center, Kodiak November 093 Quebec, Kilo Quebec. Requesting flight following to Papa Alpha Kilo November. Yeah.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, flight following is on request. Squawk 1333, denied dent.
There we go. Thank you. 1333, and then I did. Squawk 1333, then ident, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, radar contact 13 southwest of Port Hayden Airport at 1400 feet. Port Hayden altimeter 29901.
Oh, they gave me a different one. 29901. Altimeter 29901, 3 Kilo Quebec. Probably do a traffic advisory that we're flying over the airport. lights off. Oop, not that one. Okay, let's... What does the rest of our flight look like? Still got a ways to go, really. Halfway, maybe? Maybe a little past. Like there's a bunch of little airports up here. Oh, look at that. Neck. Let's see, fuel check looking good. Voltages, amps, oil. Fuel flow's a little high. Flying low though. The clouds are low. wondering about this weather ahead here. Let's see, do we have... So we got 86 more nautical miles. Let's go ahead and go out this way. Is this working? Yes, this is working. At least. I wish this one over here worked. Kind of annoying. Okay, we've got this on auto now. Let's see what it says. We've got... Okay, let's take some notes here. So 1,500 feet, we're burning 405 pounds per hour. We have a ground, so the ground speed's 178, but we want to knock 12 off that, so 166 would be roughly a true airspeed before wind correction. We got about 26 minutes. So we're going 0.4 nautical miles per pound. Let's see, range. Range at 1085 pounds is going to be 477 nautical miles. Just as a future data point for planning. The problem is this map is not what it appears to be. Not a relative terrain map. the question is, should we zig over this way, or should we try and go through here? I guess zig is what we're gonna do. Funny how squared off it is. It is a whole new level of challenge to fly VFR and try to actually stay VFR. Looks like that's going well. As long as we really do have some clear skies on the other side here. Curious to see what happens when we get the tilt weather radar. clip some of this rain here, maybe. Drifting a little left from the crosswind, so. There we go. So we caught just a little bit of rain. Turn. Okay, let's start planning for this arrival here. So let's see, let's go on about this scale, so we know where 15 nautical miles is. So it's going to be King Salmon Tower, Kodiak, November 093, Kilo Quebec, 5 miles. I guess we're kind of mostly south, but I guess it's going to be, what, southwest? So 15 miles southwest at 1,500. Inbound, full stop. And we'll pick up information, something. Let's go let's see, we need to go to 1288. Well, let's make sure we're listening to COM2. Also going to pick it up on here. So let's go to... So right now we have Gulf. Arriving, departing runways 36 and 30. That's not what we had planned for. So let's plan to change that. Visibility 10, broken 2,300. Altimeter 29er. What's your Roger? Roger, what's your Victor? Temperature 7. Wind's calm. Okay, my guess is we're gonna get 30. Traffic heading out there. So we might be exiting Echo, going to GA ramp. Military US Air Force on the north side, on the right. Civil ramp across from that on Alpha and Bravo, but then east ramp in GA, FBO. We'd get to from Echo, I think. Echo, Charlie,
Zero Golf
Delta.
Victor, descend and maintain 1,000 feet.
Descending to 1,000, Hoot 0 Golf Victor.
Puddles. how do we make this update? Alright, I'm going to slow down just a little bit. Still listening on COM2, right? Wonder why we're not getting ATIS. 1288, that should be the right one. So do we need to cancel flight following? I don't think so. I think they'll hand us off, right?
37, dew point 3.
There we go.
Altimeter 29er. Density altitude -900 feet. Runway crack sealing in progress. Expect minor delays on the south ramp. Advise on initial contact. You have information call.
Okay, we
King
have
Salmon
that.
Airport. Information call.
Back on guard. Getting a little closer here. Let's slow down some more. Give us more time to get our radios done. Anchorage Center, Kodiak, November 09er, 3 Kilo Quebec. We'd like to cancel flight following.
Kodiak, November 9er, 3 Kilo Quebec, roger. Radar services terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec. 00, okay, that's done. Let's go to 1183. King Salmon Tower, Kodiak, November 093 Kilo Quebec. We're 15 miles southwest at 1,500, inbound, full stop to land with information Gulf.
Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec, King Salmon Tower, make straight in for runway 36.
Make straight in for runway 36, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Alright, I was wrong. Enter. 36. Straight in, enter, activate, enter, enter. Alright.
Gulfstream 5 Papa Whiskey, contact departure, safe travels. Okay, switching to departure, Gulfstream 5 Papa Whiskey.
So it looks like we're following somebody. Gotta go ahead and arm approach mode, glide path armed, even though it's just visual assisted. We're gonna need to get our gear down and all that fun stuff. Much for 1-0 visibility. Okay, there's 5 miles from the straightway point. So let's go ahead and slow down a little bit. Let's go ahead and get taxi and landing lights on since the visibility is a little bit poor here. but we're about 1 minute out from top of descent. Or catching the glide path in this case.
Zero Golf Victor, contact ground on 121.9er.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go gear down. Five nautical miles out. We're gonna go flaps. Okay, autopilot off.
Runway landing. Gear is down for runway landing.
Confirmed. Flaps are 20. We need one more knot to flaps here in a moment. And now.
Kodiak November 9er 3 Kilo Quebec, runway 36, winds 360 at 5, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 36, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Let's go flaps full.
Approaching runway 36.
Winds are calm for a change. Tiny bit less power. Let's see what happens. Watch, it'll plummet to stalling. Okay, gear is down, flaps are down. Waiting in the wings. Reverse.
Kodiak November 9er 3 Kilo Quebec, contact ground on 121.9er.
Going to ground on 121.9er, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec.
Approaching runway 36.
King Salmon ground, Kodiak November 093 Kilo Quebec. Request taxi to parking.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, taxi to Park Stand 1 via Delta. Good day.
Taxi to Park Stand 1 via Delta. Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Okay, before we go anywhere, we are going to set the brake so we don't roll off this time. Goodness gracious. And we're going to lower this very carefully, and we're going to lower that. And we're going to get the lights off. Get the strobe off. Pitot heat off. We don't need that now. Brake release. Now they said yeah, Delta, so that would be just right over here. Yep, yep. That is not, however, where we probably actually want to be going. What we have no idea of is where is Park Stand 1. My guess is it's one of those that are occupied. Seems to frequently be a problem. We're just going to park here. It is not registering as an official parking spot, but oh well. Oh, that was a bit premature. And then we need to tell SkyOps we're done. SkyOps, we have arrived and the mission is completed.
Seafood delivered, end work. Crew says cargo arrived fresh. Stand by for next mission.
go. All buttoned up. Can we put the covers back on? I'm gonna go with no, you cannot. But who knows? Those work. Maybe you can if you get, oh, there we go. Well, it's pretty flat here, so. There we are in King Salmon. We'll catch you next time.